5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Two white Muslims.
Go.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi.
Wa barakatuh.
My name's Junaid Rahim,
And my name's Mohammed Yusuf Bashforth.
and affectionately we're known as
The Two White Muslims. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi.
Wa barakatuh.
Oh, hey.
So,
It's swollen.
how do you, I know, steady.
My wrist. It's swollen.
Let's be careful. Your wrist,
Yes.
your hand, the back of your hand,
Yeah.
your left hand,
Yeah.
is about double the size
Yeah, look at that.
of the back of your right hand.
Yeah.
And given that you've just had a cast removed,
Yeah.
having kind of fractured three,
Yeah.
well, no, there's
Broke
two bones,
one. Yeah.
broke one,
And fractured the other two.
the other, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Given that you've just had your cast removed,
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure that you should be swelling up like a
No,
balloon.
I don't think that should be happening.
No.
That does look a little bit odd, that. Look at that. Look at that bump.
Well, it's when you walked around with your hand in your pocket
Yeah.
this morning. They took your hand out of your pocket, and there was a
line.
distinct groove
Yes.
in the back of your hand.
Look like, you know when babies have that little fat mark? Which is
Yeah.
actually quite cute on babies.
Yeah,
on
it
me,
is.
ugly,
On
if
you.
I'm honest.
No, you don't want one of those.
No, doesn't work.
No.
I'm not impressed.
You haven't been a baby for some time.
No, absolutely.
I'm not sure that you can get away with going back to that. But enough. I mean, your
yes, sorry,
hand,
I know.
your hand. I get
Important,
that. My
important.
hand this morning has been injured too.
Really?
Yeah. You see, biscuits.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. If you have a cup of tea without biscuits, it's too wet.
Right, yeah, tea
Do you
is
get-
wet.
Tea is wet.
It's
But
wet.
no, it's too wet.
Too wet.
So you have biscuits.
Yes.
To help soak up some of that wetness.
Yeah, well, you do, yes.
Well, yeah. See,
You're,
you
you're
see.
trying to convert me. You're trying to bring me across to the dark side. I'm not a dunker, ladies and gentlemen. For those,
And I
I'm not a dunker.
am. And I'm a dunker and proud.
You are a proud dunker.
Absolutely.
A proud dunker.
I
of
dunk my
biscuits.
biscuits.
You dunk toast.
I dunk all sorts of croissants in coffee.
Croissant, that was it.
Fantastic.
That was it. We were talking about the other day. Croissant.
And,
Croissant into
you know,
coffee.
that's
What?
no, that was a deliberate slur. I do not dunk toast.
No,
that would
was it.
just be weird.
I was saying I know people who dunk toast. And you said, well, I dunk croissants.
Yeah, croissants and coffee is fine.
Croissants and coffee is fine, not
Yeah.
croissants in coffee.
Oh no! You see, this is where you're missing out.
Coffee, yes,
You-
in
no,
coffee.
no,
No,
you're missing out. You're missing out. You really are. Honestly,
I'm
because
struggling with this one.
you'll take a bite of a croissant. It'll
Yes.
be really dry and claggy, and then you'll take a sip of coffee just to kind of
and that's a lovely combination.
yeah. So why don't you just dunk the croissant in your coffee and just eat it like that? You've got exactly the same combination, but in a form that's just melts in your mouth and slides down your throat. It's
be
just
fair-
absolutely wonderful.
To be fair, you're making some sense there.
Oh, thank you,
because in everything else, when I'm eating, I like it mixed in.
you. Yeah,
So, as an example, and my good lady gets really annoyed at me because as soon as one of my favourite dishes is chili. Love
Yes.
chili con carne, and I'll make me out chili con carne on rice.
yes.
But the first thing I have to do is mix it all in.
Mix it all up. Of
and
course you
then
do.
I can basically eat without taking my eyes off the television.
You're not having then to moderate the
No,
amount of rice
no,
on your
exactly,
fork and
exactly.
the amount of chili on your fork.
Exactly.
If you've mixed it all up, you just
Exactly.
shovel it in.
So I am a mixer. I like the combination,
Do you know?
but I
and
wouldn't want to mix
if you-
croissant and coffee.
If you went back to your school days,
Yes.
and you remember the rice pudding with the blubber jam,
you
blubber
had
jam,
to mix that.
you had to make it pink.
Well, you had to make it. You also had
That
to
was
make
the
it
law.
palatable.
That was the law.
Because without and this was just for me. I didn't like the rice pudding.
No,
But I liked the rice pudding.
you liked with the jam. Yes. So mixing things
It's good.
is the way.
Yes.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes, I
Yeah?
love
So,
Brussels sprouts.
yeah,
Like 'em more with mashed potato on it.
there's nothing wrong with that.
So which is
Nothing
a mix.
wrong with that.
So
It
don't
is.
get me
It's a
wrong,
mix. Mix.
I'm 70% there now,
Yeah, okay.
but that 30%.
I'm going to work on this
you
30%,
need
and I'm
work
going to
on
do
this
that
30%.
now.
However, can we just? I know where you're now going with this.
Right? Okay.
Can we explain? You've given me a very good reason this morning why not.
Well, no,
Why not to dunk?
no.
Can we explain to our family out there, our lovely listeners, what happened? What's that? You got pancake?
I've got Scotch pancakes.
Scotch pancakes.
Yeah.
And because you're a dunker, guess what you did with the Scotch pancake?
I dunked it in my tea.
You dunked it.
Because that's what
the
you
thing
do.
was, you dunked it for just that second.
You see, there is a science behind
There is a science
dunking.
behind it.
There is. And each
You
particular type of biscuit
Yes.
has a strict time
Yes.
constraint on it.
Yes.
Like, for example, rich tea fingers.
Okay.
It is literally in and out straight
that
away.
it?
It's just, you show it the tea.
Right.
And bring it. Whereas a digestive, for example,
Yep.
you can give it
Take a little bit longer.
1.3 seconds.
There you go.
Then out, and it has to be straight in your mouth.
Yes.
Because the worst thing that can happen in a dunker's life is for the thing to break and fall into your tea.
And what happened with your pancake?
Exactly that. And I ended up having to fish it out with my fingers and
you
thumb.
went, oh, and I knew exactly what had happened. And given that we'd just made it, and what do you insist I do with tea when I'm making tea?
Has to be boiling.
Has to be boiling.
Has to be boiling.
So I boil the kettle, and then
Yep.
once it's finished, I set it to boil again, so that when it's finished, that's it, straight on the back.
Absolutely.
I've learned.
Yep.
But as a result,
It's a
how
bit hot.
was that?
It's a bit hot, if I'm honest.
So you kind of went, oh, and then you went, ow, 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 ow. As you were trying to fish it out.
Yeah, but I managed it.
You did
I
manage
managed it. And when
You
it
managed
finally got into my mouth, it was perfect. Perfect.
It was lovely when it got into your mouth, but it was everywhere. Let's be honest.
I just wonder why my two fingers and thumb are throbbing. I've just realised why. It's because it's 3rd-degree burns.
It's just so funny doing, oh, ow, 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 ow. And not the Constitution. I don't know what the word
It's
is.
the structural integrity of
Integrity. The integrity of your
Scotch pancake.
had failed.
It had failed,
It had
yes.
failed.
It had turned into Scotch slime.
It was Scotch mush.
Slime
Slime.
dripping down my fingers.
Yes, which is actually very on
Which is
vogue.
okay.
It's on vogue.
It is.
All the kids are talking about slime. You're down with the kids.
Well, hang on a minute. No, this is about deconstructed food, isn't
Right.
it? You know, you've come across these celebrity chefs doing a deconstructed breakfast.
No, I don't.
Oh, right. So they'll take the
See this
components.
blank look?
Yeah. It means that you've. No, I've no idea what you're talking about. Kind of a look.
And normally I just go, yeah.
Yeah. No, not this time.
Not this time.
Not
Sorry.
this time.
Deconstructed food.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that where they
So
start with the full meal and then just no?
they'll for example on so you got a roast dinner.
Right.
Yeah, roast
okay.
dinner.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
So you'd expect to have some chicken or
Yeah, some meat
or
or some
beef
meat
or
or
some
some
lamb.
biscuits, yeah.
Yeah, halal, of course.
Of course.
On your plate, and
Yes.
you'd expect some roast potatoes
Yep.
and maybe some veg and
Yeah.
some broccoli and some carrots and
Yes.
sprouts if you like them.
Yes.
I prefer my sprouts curried like sag. So if you make a sag curry with sprouts, it is heaven. I would recommend anybody tries that. I tried it one Christmas. Guess why?
It was Christmas.
Because there were loads of sprouts
Yeah,
available.
because it's Christmas.
And I went, I'll have some sprouts and I'm going to curry them.
obligatory.
So I curried my sprouts and
Yes.
alhamdulillah, it was
Brilliant.
wonderful,
What a
wonderful.
great idea.
So anyway,
Yeah.
they'll take that roast dinner concept,
Hmm.
but they might cut the meat ultra thin and roll it. But then instead of having sprouts, they might blend them into a paste,
Right.
or you might have carrot foam. You might have, and they'll kind of layer it up.
Right.
So instead of being on a plate in its component parts, it's kind of blended and then layered up in a glass, and that's your deconstructed dinner. So
that sounds constructed to me.
I
That
know,
makes
but
sense.
they
That's not how they phrase it then.
but
They're
well,
each the constituent parts are
the
deconstructed.
constituent. Yes, exactly.
So then construct it into a meal.
Exactly.
So every mouthful's the same.
Do
you know what I mean?
No, because it's layered up.
Yeah.
So you have
But
to
if
go.
you could slice
If
down
you
it.
slice down it,
Yes.
then
Blackpool
laterally,
Yes.
yeah, every mouthful will be the same.
Yes.
and you
You'd have to have
get a
you'd have to have
taste of
rectangular mouth.
you get a taste of each of those component parts in every mouthful,
Right.
which is quite cool, really.
Yes.
And that's what these guys do. This is how they earn their money, which is
Okay.
fine. So, but I wasn't talking about a deconstructed pancake this morning. I was just talking
Which
about
what you got this morning.
burnt finger.
What's your lair?
Burnt finger.
Tell you where your lair is. Skin. Left in your tea. That's an attractive thought for the morning.
Off. But no. Listen, if listeners are out there thinking, I know that 99% of our listeners out there, that's 3 of them,
yes.
Are going to be thinking, Junaid is a freak.
Yeah.
Junaid is just we always thought he was weird,
don't like
but
eggs.
now
Don't
he's
like
gone
eggs.
a step too far. First of all, he doesn't dunk his biscuits.
Don't.
And I mean, do we need any more after that?
No, but
Do we need any more after that?
If you walked up to a cup of coffee and had bits in it, you wouldn't go, ooh. You'd go, no, give me more.
No, but if
Oh, you say if they're your own bits.
if they're your own bits, that's fine.
I've got to. I remember, we talk about the skin.
Yeah.
Take my skin off. I remember watching, and it was years ago, and it was quite upsetting at the time. And I was probably about 20, 21, so it's probably 27 years ago, to be fair.
Yep.
And I was watching the Formula One.
Given that you're 48, good maths.
Exactly. Yeah, I do the maths then. Did you see that? Shoes and socks off.
I heard it. Click, click, clunk.
But I was watching the
Babbage's difference engine.
Yeah, there you go. Clunk. I was watching Formula One, and it's back when Murray Walker was commentating.
Yep.
And it was when, and I don't recall who the driver was, but the driver had come into the pits, and when they fill the fuel tank is on the very back, it's on that fin thing on the back, up at the back, and they slammed this thing on, and they pulled it off, and it was still delivering fuel.
Okay.
So it poured fuel all over the car.
Ooh.
And as soon as it hit the exhaust, it burst. The whole thing's burst into flames.
Yeah.
And of course, the driver is sat there. Driver can't get out. He's strapped in, and he's got the steering wheel to hold him in there. And so they rushed across, and and luckily it was in the pits. And it was 21 years ago, not 41 years ago.
Yeah.
And so
they are fire extinguishers and
he's in a fire retardant suit. Yeah. Every single part of his body is covered. Yeah. But I'm still hot. And I remember watching, thinking, I'm watching somebody perish,
burn. Yeah.
I'm watching somebody pass away.
Horrible.
And as it happened, because of the for then modern day precautions and safety precautions. But of course, it then it cut back to the race because they didn't want to show this live on television, and it came back to Murray Walker about 5 minutes later. Just to confirm, I forget the driver's name. Joe Smith is going to be absolutely fine. Just as soon as all the skin grows back on his face.
Oh no!
And he was doing it like a positive.
Terrible.
He was doing like, it's fine. It's fine.
That's terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, live on air.
Yes.
I'm going to practice
You're
my
gonna dunk.
pancake dunking technique.
You're going to dunk.
You ready for this?
I'm ready for this. Too good to miss. Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh no! It's happened again! I need a spoon!
Ow!
I need a spoon!
Right, quick!
My pancake's melting away.
Cut to a break!
Can we have a break? We'll be back after this. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Rahmatullahi.
Wa barakatuh.
Oh.
I can't believe you just uttered those words.
Yes.
Finish a list.
We can
Excuse
finish
me?
a list.
Excuse me?
This one might just
What?
finish our list. Hey?
Is that a first time ever?
I think it might be.
Oh my! Is it time to go home? When we've done this,
it's looking that way. No,
I mean,
something else to talk about.
Exactly.
Oh, dear. Now,
as if we're ever going to run out of things to talk about.
No, very true. Unlikely. That's never going to happen. Never going to happen.
Unlikely.
Oh, I just want to start this one with a little bit towards the end. Where is it?
Yep.
Where is it? Sorry, if I find this. Right. 8 people seriously injured in mass brawl.
Okay.
And then there was a bit where it talks about police being drafted in.
Yep.
Riot teams.
Okay.
And it really escalates. It's like, wow, this is really, whoa. Mass brawl, 8 people injured, several arrests. Where
was this? Was this in Parliament in a Brexit debate?
Well, That would almost be justified. It wouldn't, but almost.
Yes, it would.
Almost.
Incompetent buffoons they
are. Police turned up. Had to be separated. Oh, and it goes on and on and on and on. Got physical. More than 100 chairs were damaged in the chaos as they were thrown at each other. Women and children were holding their heads as they'd been hit. Both parties approached the police station and complained against each other. Oh, right. So, a bad event.
Okay, so it was either Parliament in a Brexit debate
or
mixed marriage reception.
It was a wedding.
No!
It was a wedding. It was a wedding. It was a wedding reception. It was a wedding reception. And it was a mixed marriage.
Subhanallah, how did I know?
I said you'd love this one. Mass brawl breaks out between bride and groom's families.
Oh, alhamdulillah.
Oh, dear. Now, you're not going to get this.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you're not going to get this. Mass brawl breaks out between bride and groom's families over wedding choice of ...
Okay, so choice of venue.
Very good. No.
Attire.
No,
What
very
they
good.
had to wear.
That would help.
Choice of the food to be
See,
served.
I'd have thought food. I would have thought food. See, my brain would have
It
gone
is a
for
fighting
food.
point. Is food.
The fighting point is
If
food.
you don't get food right,
Yeah, absolutely.
expect to
It
be
wasn't
damaged.
before I joined this particular culture. I'll be honest with you.
Same. Yeah, absolutely.
Tis now.
It depends on the caterers, of course.
Yes.
It is now. But so it wasn't the venue, the clothes, the food.
So I'll tell you then, because you've
go on
gone
then.
through all the things I would have said,
Yeah.
and that's why I said you would not get this. Mass brawl breaks out between bride and groom's families over wedding choice of music.
No. No. What?
Right, now, the thing is, I can almost hear our listeners going, see?
This is why we don't listen to music.
We don't have music at weddings. This is why, as Muslims, we don't have... This is why... Hang on.
Steady
Easy,
on.
Tiger.
Hold your horses.
Easy, Tiger. Oh, this is why these white folk... Oh, this is why those Western weddings... Oh, easy, Tiger.
Easy.
Simmer.
Steady
Simmer.
on.
You've gone to boil. Back to simmer. Simmer. This was a wedding reception in Adana, Turkey.
Ooh.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Okay.
A wedding reception descended into chaos when a violent row erupted over the choice of music being played.
Wow.
Smartphone footage filmed by an eyewitness shows scores of guests fighting and throwing chairs at each other at the celebration in Adana, Turkey.
Subhanallah.
Turkey. It's a Turkish
This is
wedding.
outrageous.
Police rush to the scene to deal with the violence, but struggle to control the rival bride and groom's groups. Oh my goodness. The newlyweds, whose names have not been reported, were driven away from the venue in a car as the chaos continued.
Was it an armoured car?
Yeah, it needed to be. Oh my goodness. Right. The dispute reportedly started because the bride and groom were from different regions of Turkey.
Okay.
And both wanted their traditional music.
So it was a
played.
mixed marriage.
So it was a mixed marriage, but I'm guessing it was also an Islamic marriage.
I'm sure it was.
These were Muslims, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
I know.
Regions in Turkey.
I know.
These are our beautiful and beloved Turkish brothers and sisters.
Do you know, I love Turkey.
Me too. I also love
Love
Turkish
the people.
music.
And it's
Turkish music
fantastic.
and dancing, it's amazing.
But hang on a minute. Let me just clarify. Only from one district.
Yes, and this is
You're going to tell me now that you're.
Oh, hey, I think you'll find I'm.
There's only one way to settle this.
Oh, yeah. Where's the chairs?
Fight!
So, but this is where it gets brilliant, as if it isn't already.
Yeah.
So the fight broke out because the differing regions of Turkey both wanted their traditional music played.
Okay.
So, as a compromise, the DJ alternated.
Which is what you would do.
Which is what you do.
Yes.
Alternated between the two.
The deciding factor here,
there
though.
we are.
No. It's still a contentious point.
Okay.
Which one did he play first?
Well, funny enough, that's not the contentious point.
Right, okay.
Let's say they flipped a coin for that. Heads,
Yeah, okay.
There you go. Heads. Oh, we're going
yours,
with.
yes.
Here we are. Yeah. No, the
contentious point was.
As a compromise, the DJ alternated between the two. Brilliant.
Yes.
But we know it's going to go downhill from here. But that only sparked more hostility and accusations that some guests were only dancing to their own music.
Oh,
So
no.
picture the scene. Which side here? Bride or groom? Bride. Which side here? Bride or groom? Bride. Which side here? Groom. So I'm guessing that they'll,
It was split down the middle.
It probably wasn't.
It was like the parting of waves.
Yes. So let's say it was. They all mixed up until it came to the music.
Yeah.
So a song comes on and half of the people get up and dance.
Yeah.
The second it finishes, they go and sit down.
And the other half get up and start dancing.
And the other half get up and start dancing. That finishes, they go and sit down. So it's not now the choice of music, it's you're not dancing to ours.
How dare you?
How dare you
sit
during our music.
Why aren't you dancing?
Why are you dancing? Is our music not good enough for you? Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Fists started flying and dozens of white plastic chairs were thrown as the wedding threatened to turn into a full scale.
Do you know what? They should have called us in. Because we could have settled that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we could have settled that in one easy way.
Yes.
Yeah? You say, Turkish music is banned.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to take to the dance floor. This is ABBA's Dancing Queen.
Yes, ABBA's
Click.
Dancing Queen.
And off
Click.
it goes.
Yes.
And then everybody gets on the dance.
Click.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, come on, Eileen.
Come on. Come on, it always gets them down. Birdie song.
Oh, okay.
Birdie song. Come on, ladies. Left-legged. Come on. Come on. All around. That's what it's. Come on. You know the words. Oh, can you imagine? Oh. Or just 101 shopping greats. Elevator classics.
Music for dentists' waiting rooms.
Yes.
Calm down now. Calm down.
Do you remember Airplane? Sorry, my brain's gone off on one again.
Yes.
Remember Airplane?
Yes.
Do you remember
How can
the
you
lift
forget that?
scene?
It's brilliant.
The lift scene.
Brilliant.
Which is basically where the lift comes down, the doors open, and the music's so loud they all come running out, holding it, except for our two main protagonists, who just stroll out. Do you know what music's playing?
I can't remember.
It's MacArthur Park.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
One of my favourite. Back in the day when I listened to music.
Yeah.
MacArthur Park.
Do you know,
someone left a cake out in the rain? Oh, I don't think I can take it because it took so long to bake it, and I'll never find that recipe again. What? It's brilliant.
Fantastic.
It's just the freakiest things, but to brilliant music sung by Richard Harris.
Wow.
Who could ask for more?
Do you know what? I was having this conversation about music with a very good friend of ours.
Yes.
The other night. I was in the esteemed company of Dr. Naya.
Naya, brilliant.
Yes.
Steam.
Love that man.
Brilliant.
Love him.
It's brilliant. Brilliant.
And we had one of the funniest moments we've ever had in our lives. Both of us, bar none.
That has to be up there then. My goodness.
We both almost asphyxiated.
Really?
We could not breathe for laughing.
Really?
And we were literally tears streaming and
my
crying.
Because that had to be good. 'Cause-
Everybody else in the room was just like looking at us and then trying to turn away.
Well, I was going to say, because when you two
because
get
it
together,
was just embarrassing.
it is something to
It
behold.
was just outrageous.
Wow.
So we had one of those
Yes,
moments. But in and amongst our many different subjects
Yes.
of conversation
Yes.
was, so when was the last time you played your guitar? He said to me, and I said, it's been some time now. How about you? I said, in fact, don't even answer that question because I've seen you on YouTube.
Yes.
I've
Actually,
seen
I
you.
saw that, yes.
Yeah. So I know when the last time you was. It was
Yes.
just a few days ago, and actually you're sounding really good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
loved the song, fantastic,
Yes.
brilliant, and I've subscribed to him, and I get a feed now.
Brilliant.
Yeah, whenever he does a YouTube, it's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, love it. Assalamu alaikum
Wa rahmatullahi.
wa barakatuh.
Delete.
So Junaid's just saying, oh no, we've got to get rid of that.
Delete.
Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Delete.
Oh, we've done that one.
We've done that
We've
one.
done
We've
this.
done that
Delete that. Delete that. I don't know why you don't just delete things as we've done them.
That's what I'm doing.
I know, but no. You're doing this after the
No, I am,
event.
to be fair, doing it after
know.
the event. That's because there was muffin.
You used to be organised.
I had a choice between
You know.
muffin or delete.
Look.
Guess what won?
Did you dunk your muffin?
No. I've got to find this because this is another one where your head will be in your hands. I'm sorry.
Here we go again.
But it's so important. It's such an important because we've had this conversation several times now.
Okay.
And I cannot believe it's still coming up.
Okay.
I found it now. I cannot believe this is still raising its ugly face. I can't get my head around it.
Okay.
And I'll start with the headline because I'm now reading because I don't even like saying the word.
Okay.
Okay. Behind the legacy of America's blackface.
Okay.
So we've had an awful lot, and it just seems to be showing up more and more and more of people who think it's okay to black up. To make their face black, and then go to a fancy dress party or go to a parade. And we did the parade, we did the fancy dress party, and I'm like, I cannot believe this is still happening.
No,
I cannot get my head round it, and how, especially in America, but not restricted to America. This one, we have reported about people in this country who still think it's perfectly acceptable to
I know.
I'm sorry, I don't even know the words.
I know.
And then say, whoa, no, this is abhorrent. This is absolutely diabolical. It's disgusting. It's not funny.
And has it happened again?
And this, I want to start with this. This is Democratic Governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam, has refused to resign from office following the emergence of a photo from his 1984 medical year schoolbook featuring a white man in blackface alongside another man wearing a KKK robe.
No.
And he immediately... People will have heard of this. It's been in all the news. It's been in all the news. We just haven't had a chance to report on it.
Terrible.
And he immediately apologised. So he immediately took responsibility and said, yeah, I'm one of those too. So either he was the guy in blackface or the guy in a Ku Klux Klan outfit.
Yeah.
He was one of those two people.
Yeah.
He subsequently...
Either way, it doesn't look good.
It does not look good. And he subsequently has come out and said, no, I've never seen that picture before. It's in your yearbook on your page. I don't know how yearbooks work, but it's an American thing, and it's on his page with his name under it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So this is him at a party.
Yep.
Oh, isn't he great?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And he initially went, oh, yeah, tell me sorry. And then he's now saying, no, it wasn't me. And so it brings up the issue of, right, it's happened in 1984, 84, 94, 204, 14, that's 35 years ago.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Good Lord. So it makes me feel old.
Yes.
So
that's because you are.
Yeah. Well, yes. So people are saying, but should he be judged based on something he did 35 years ago.
Well, does a leopard change its spots?
This is the issue. This is where it gets a little bit difficult. It depends what he did 35 years ago.
Yes.
It depends what he did. And if he either blacked up
Yes.
or wore a KKK robe, yes.
Yes, he should.
I think he should.
Yes.
I think he should be
Because
judged based on that.
34 years ago, that was as unfunny
Yes.
as it would be today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was as outlandish and
Absolutely.
outrageous as it would be today.
Because I'm now trying to put myself in that era.
Yeah.
That year of 1984, I was 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
I was in what they call high school.
Yeah.
Comprehensive for me.
Yeah.
Big school, actually, for me. I was in high school comprehensive, and I just think about, would that have been acceptable? No.
No, I was 20. I was 21 at that
Absolutely
stage. Not a chance.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
So first of all, the well, it happened. No.
Oh, I was only a mass murderer back then.
Exactly.
I've
That was
changed.
35 years ago.
No.
35.
No.
So I just think.
I've always
this
said,
is terrible.
if
Oh, my
you
goodness.
if you shaved a leopard, what would happen?
It'd get cold, but
Yep.
then it would grow back, and it would grow back with.
Spots.
Absolutely.
So all the same. It's all the same. Always the same. Once that is ingrained in you,
Yep.
and you think that is acceptable, then it's very, very difficult to change that depth of opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 30 odd years later, and given that he's governor of Virginia,
Absolutely.
it's probably the same now as it was back then.
Mr. Northam apologised and claimed that he was one of the two men in the photo. Didn't say which one. Was one of the two men in the photo, and in a news conference denied. But then, in a news conference, denied being either man in the picture, refusing calls to resign. At the disastrous news conference, the governor then also admitted to wearing blackface at another occasion in 1984, where he dressed up as Michael Jackson for a dance contest. And he just think, no. And it says, strangely boasting about winning the competition. So people are raising this as an issue, and all he can focus on is, but I won.
Yeah, but I won the
I won,
competition.
I was great. My moonwalk. Oh, come on, but I won. And you're thinking, no, you're not getting this. You are not getting this. So I find it, like you, very difficult to think that he would necessarily be a different individual today. Now, we know that people change.
Yeah.
We were at the New Muslim World Conference.
Yep.
We were thrilled and honoured to be hosting the New Muslim World
That's
Conference.
right. Yep.
And one of the people on stage was Arnoud
Van Doorn.
Van Doorn.
Yep.
And having met, and he was on our table, and
Yep.
and our family sat with his family.
Yep.
A very, very nice, articulate, compassionate individual.
Very intelligent guy.
Lovely guy, a convert to Islam,
Yep.
who's embraced this beautiful religion,
Yep.
and lives a very different life now, because in his former life,
Yes.
he was
He was a politician.
he was a politician
In the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands,
Yep.
And what was his
party,
his party?
and the main thrust of his party
Yeah.
was against Islam.
It was an anti-Islamic party. That was the grounds for this party existing. We are an anti-Islamic party.
Ultra right wing.
Ultra right-wing.
Anti-Islamic party.
And oddly enough, well, not oddly enough, sorry, delete, abort. And
Shall we just edit that bit out?
Yeah, we can edit live shows, can't we?
A live no. I wish we could.
And coolly, or beautifully, or wonderfully, in kind of researching Islam
Yep.
to have a go at it,
Yes.
thought this is brilliant,
Yep.
embraced it, and he's now Muslim.
Yes.
So,
and he now talks about
yes.
His transition from
Yes.
a Muslim hater to
That's
Muslim.
the difference.
Exactly.
This guy
Yes.
is not saying, yes, that was me. I'm a very different person today.
that's right.
Look at my record.
Yeah, what he's now
first
saying
of all went,
is,
that's me.
Yeah, that was me. Ha 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 ha.
And then he
Wasn't
went,
that
and
funny?
by the way, I did it again, and I won.
Yeah.
So-
And then when people called for him to resign, he just flatly denied it.
Yes.
I mean,
So that is not somebody that's learnt the lesson.
Isn't it odd how this happens in politicians the world over? It seems
Yep.
that when they're confronted with something, they lie. I mean, how can you think that you can get away with lying?
Well, look at their role model.
Yeah,
Look at
fair
their
enough.
role model.
Fair enough.
He couldn't lie straight in bed. He's so crooked He couldn't lie straight in bed.
That's right.
And just extraordinary. But it says Mr. Northam's blackface controversy is America's third major blackface scandal in a matter of months.
Yes.
It's coming up and coming up and coming up and coming up. Some of them from a long time ago. But as an example, in January, journalist Megyn Kelly formally left NBC after defending blackface on her show in October. Defending it.
Wow.
Defending it. Also in January, Florida Secretary of State Michael resigned after photos emerged of him wearing blackface when he dressed up as a hurricane victim, as a Hurricane Katrina victim for a costume party.
That's just
so.
Crazy.
That is in modern, because Hurricane Katrina is fairly modern. You know what I mean? You think no. It says blackface has a long and troubling history in the United States. Yes, but it's not restricted to the United States. It is not restricted to the United States because we have commented on this and we have done stories on this about people doing it to this day in this country. How can they think that that's acceptable? I'm sorry, I can feel me. I can feel all my vocal cords have constricted. I'm getting so wound up.
I know.
How can people consider this to be acceptable today? It's just not. It's just not, it's not acceptable. It is not acceptable.
Absolutely.
It isn't.
Ridiculous.
It isn't.
Ridiculous. I mean, people do some outlandish things when they're young, when they, and fancy dress parties in particular.
Especially,
I can remember some blinders.
Yes.
Yeah. One example.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
An old friend of.
I don't know where this is
going. An old friend of mine. And I'm not sure whether you've met him. Dave. Dave Reynolds, bless him. Chris's brother.
I'm not sure that met Chris and I've met Mick.
Yeah. This is one of the elder brothers.
Right, okay. I met the other two.
So,
and
Dave,
already, given that you've mentioned Chris's brother, Chris, if you're listening, I love you dearly. But I'm now concerned about where this is going.
As unhinged as you are, I love you to death.
Yes. I'm guessing the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree.
Dave Reynolds
Go on.
went to a fancy dress party.
Okay.
And he was handcuffed and in chains to a radiator.
So he's carrying a radiator.
He's got this radiator that he's handcuffed to.
Okay.
With chains and a handcuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And everybody said,
what I'm trying to work out
what have you come as, Dave?
What are you?
And he said, Terry Waite. No, I'm not saying.
We're not advocating that.
I'm not saying.
We're not advocating it. We're saying people do. I'm sorry. People do things in their past. But that you can see, and I can recognise the humour. I can see
the humour in that.
You can recognise the humour in that.
Yes.
And to be fair, I remember when Terry Waite was released, and he was one of the nicest, funniest people you've ever met.
Yes.
And he was actually talking about these.
And for those that don't know who Terry Waite was, he was taken and imprisoned.
He was a Christian. He would go to challenging places to converse with people and preach. And he was taken hostage one time. He was hostage for 5 years, was he?
Oh, years and years and years. Yes.
But one of the aspects was he would recount himself being chained to a radiator.
Yes.
Which I cannot begin to imagine how awful that must be. But he recounted it and he talked about it. But he talked about other things. And because he's a big guy, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was like 6'5".
Yes, he was.
Massive
amazing fellow.
And they said, what's one of the biggest issues? They said, number one, they didn't give me enough food.
Yep.
Number two, they couldn't.
Yes.
They couldn't.
That's right.
And then the third thing was, and they couldn't get shoes big enough. And he go like, and you think, what? How could they? He would make it fun,
Yes.
But it's a little bit like the bloke who he just knocked on the door of the fancy dress party, and he's just there, and he's got his wife. He's giving him a piggyback.
Yep.
He's got his wife on his back, and they go, what have you come as? He says, I'm a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. He goes, well, who's that? He goes, oh, that's Michelle. That said, blackface is not acceptable today.
Absolutely not. Never was.
Shouldn't have been acceptable 34 years ago. And I know that you can go all the way back in time to 20s, 30s, 40s,
30s,
and
yep.
maybe even 50s.
Yep.
Where people would do Al Johnson routines and things like that.
The minstrel show, yeah.
Minstrel shows. I don't think that was particularly acceptable.
No.
It was done at the time.
Then Robertson's Jam decided their campaign, which is just outlandish.
Yes.
In every sense.
In retrospect.
In every sense, that is just outrageous.
Yep. And so, these things were done, but it doesn't make it right.
No.
People learned and they moved on.
Yes.
You know what I mean? This guy hasn't, and a lot of people recently haven't.
The thing is, what used to be acceptable, in those days, is not acceptable now.
Yes.
And when we talk about those days, we are talking about the 20s, 30s, and 40s.
And
in
maybe
1984,
but 84 should know better.
Not having that.
84 should know better.
No. That man shouldn't actually resign.
Yep.
Also, because what we've got to do is think of his.
I'm just going to show you the picture.
We've got to think of his family and circumstances now, and he's probably got a wife and kids.
Scares me. If you look at that picture,
God, is that it?
Yeah, that actually.
One of those is him.
Yeah, that scares me.
Out.
That
get
scares
him out.
Me. Do you know what I mean? I look at that picture and I go, "Oh my goodness!"
Get him out.
That picture is abhorrent, and it's not a case of we thought it was funny. That's not funny.
No.
No. At no point in time, that's terrifying.
Yes.
That is scary.
Yes, it is.
And even as a white chap, it sends shivers. That scares me. Seeing a man dressed as KKK like that, and you just go, wow. And when you see it, the power of that photograph, you think, wow,
horrible.
Out.
Yeah, get rid of him.
Out.
Get rid of him.
Well, acceptable. Sorry,
no place.
This might not work. This might not work for a breakfast show. I do apologise.
He has no place in politics.
I
in
make
modern,
this point.
modern
I
day
make
society.
this point, and I wanted to discuss this because when we come back from this break, have I got something for you?
Okay.
Goodness. Have I got something for you?
Let's do this.
My goodness. I tell you,
I want this break then.
I'm doing this because I want. Don't go anywhere, listeners.
Do not
go anywhere.
Be back.
Be back
after this.
For this.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi.
Barakatuh.
I actually couldn't wait.
Do you know when you say your blood's boiling?
Yeah.
I actually get a little bit worried, a little bit concerned because no, it isn't
ever.
It isn't.
I don't.
This must be really bad.
This is really, really bad.
Sorry.
For people are thinking, what? They've just come back. Yeah. If you're just joining us, in the previous segment, we discussed, and forgive me to just go straight into this. We discussed the inappropriateness of, and I hate the term, blackface. Of people making the face black because they think it's funny, or they're going to a fancy dress thing, or they're doing a show, and they're thinking it's not acceptable.
No,
it's abhorrent, it's vile, and we covered a chap who
it's deeply offensive.
And the guy in America, pictures come out, and we just say, then he should be gone. He's a
well,
governor.
If we can just describe the picture, it was one of the guys in the picture had blackened his face, and the other guy was in a KKK outfit.
Yeah. And when you see the picture,
it's frightening.
It's actually frightening. You look at it and you think, oh my God, I wouldn't, wherever that is
it's awful.
In the world, I would not want to go there. I would fear.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would be scared.
Yes.
Because if they think that's acceptable, what
else do they think is
do you know
acceptable?
What I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And we make this work because I just had to bring this to your attention. I'm now trying to find it in my list. Had to bring this to your attention. Gucci. Now, you wouldn't really think you could go from the inappropriateness, absolute abhorrent nature of this blackface to Gucci.
No.
Except when the headline, and this is in Sky News, this isn't some back, when the headline reads, Gucci apologises for woman's jumper that resembles blackface.
What?
And you go, what? How can it possibly? So I'm going to start by describing...
What?
Describing this... describing this thing.
Okay.
Basically, if you think about a balaclava...
Yes.
Which goes down from the top of your head down...
Yes.
And it covers... everything. It covers your ears.
Yeah.
It covers, and it goes all the way down, covers your neck, and all that's left open is your mouth
And your eyes.
your 2 eye holes.
Yes.
That's a balaclava.
Yes.
They've done a reverse balaclava. So they've done
Okay.
a jumper.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to describe this for the listeners, with a roll neck
Yes.
that rolls upwards
Up your face.
and covers your nose,
Yep.
leaves your eyes, covers from just under your eyes downwards,
Okay.
and so it covers your ears.
Yep.
So part think, oh, okay. So if it's a really, really cold day,
Yep.
you can roll it up and you've got a reverse balaclava.
Yeah.
And there's a gap
I
for
can
your
see
mouth.
the sense in that.
Yeah, there's a gap for your mouth, covers your ears up. Brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant. Except what it looks like, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Is this.
Oh, for heaven's sake. What have they done that for?
So
What have they done that for?
how would you describe that? You would say, well, the colour of it is black.
Yes.
And when it rolls up, it covers the entirety of your face.
Yes.
Including ears.
Yes.
Up to just below the
Just the bridge of your nose, yeah.
So it makes the vast majority of your face what colour?
Black.
Black. And there's a gap for your mouth.
Yes.
And what colour is
Which is
etched
outlined in red.
which is outlined in red.
Yes.
So I'm almost embarrassed to say this out loud, but it means that your face turns black, and then surrounding your lips is a thick
Yep.
red line.
Yes.
And there is no other way to describe that picture as
Wrong.
what? Well, wrong,
Yeah.
but that is fundamentally blackface.
Blackface. It is.
Blackface.
It
So
is.
somebody somewhere in Gucci went, I've got a great idea.
Yeah.
And when I describe it to you, would you agree? It's a great idea.
It is, but
Brilliant idea. Rolls up,
yeah.
covers. Brilliant. Brilliant.
But don't
And they
make
said,
it look like that.
let's make it black. What colour shall we make the lips? Let's do with big red. What?
No.
I've never. Oh, and who at what point went, oh, yeah, brilliant.
Oh, yeah, we'll make a fortune on that.
It's the Gucci picture.
We're going to make a fortune off this, lads.
So it's not like, they put it on and then somebody wore it and went, hang on a minute, no, we can't do this. Look, now that I'm looking at it, that's the Gucci picture. That is their advert for it, and it is fundamentally a person in blackface. So when I'm going off on one. I'm going off on one, and I apologise.
I'm offended.
I'm offended. I'm offended.
Gucci, you should know better.
Yes.
Gucci, you are paid enough
Yes.
to know better.
Yes.
You are paid enough to employ the best in branding and marketing.
Yep.
That's how you make your money,
Yes.
by branding and marketing. And if those branding and marketing professionals, which must be the best in the business,
Yep.
can pass that off as being good to go,
Yep.
then you need to take another look at that team.
Yes.
You need to sack that team and get some sensible people in replace of them, because that is not acceptable under any circumstance. That is vile.
Yep.
Oh. So, Gucci, you should know better.
Yes. I just want to give some of the comments, because people have added comments to
Okay.
the Gucci site. Because Gucci have tweeted this, oh, look at this. This is
Look
our
at this.
new...
This is our new thing.
And
Yeah.
and there's a lot of comments that are not, where people go, oh, this is terrible, this is awful, this is
Yeah.
blackface, this is...
Yeah.
Gucci made a very racist sweater. I still can't figure out why they thought this was okay.
Yep.
That sums it up for me.
Yes.
It's a racist sweater. Who
Yep.
thought that was acceptable?
Yep.
Says Gucci are no longer selling. I should hope not. I should hope not. But who thought that would be acceptable?
Well, this, like I said, the branding and
It's
marketing team.
Extraordinary.
Yeah, the designers, their job is to design.
Yes.
And they do that.
And it's
and
a
on the
great
whole,
idea.
they get it right.
If that was
And
a right,
brilliant.
that's a great idea.
Yeah. But then the marketing people take the designs
Yes.
and say, right, how do we get this out to market?
Yes.
What's the best way to do this?
And they've said, let's do this.
Let's do
This'll be
this.
funny.
This will be great.
Do you know, I use was it, or did I buy it for the good lady? No, I think it might have been a purchase for the good lady, and it was Gucci. Let's say it was a Gucci fragrance.
Yes.
Do you know what it's called?
Go on.
Gucci Guilty.
Oh,
Guess what they're guilty of?
Absolutely.
Racism. Gucci, you should be ashamed
They should
of
be
yourself.
spraying themselves with that stuff. They should be bathing in it.
I'm just putting some Gucci guilty on. It's got hints of is that racism? hints of the smell of inappropriate behaviour. Gucci, what are you doing? What are you doing? So, because I'm sure we will get people getting in touch saying, "Oh, you can't say that. It doesn't happen anymore." It does.
Gucci,
unfortunately.
Gucci in my house.
Yeah.
In my house.
Yeah.
Where my missus famously has shoes and handbags.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she has one Gucci bags.
I'm sure she does.
She has.
Sure, yeah.
She has a pair of Gucci shoes.
I'm sure she does.
And she has a pair of Gucci boots. Now, when I look at a pair of boots and she looks at a pair of boots, obviously we see very different things.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I would imagine
Because
so.
I saw this pair of boots, and all I saw of this pair of boots was the price tag.
Yes.
All she saw, she didn't even notice the price tag. What she saw was, oh, but look at the way it's cut. Look at the material. Look at the shape of it. Look at the way that it's put together. Look at.
Yes.
And I was thinking, now, love, none of that
warrants
that tag.
Yeah. I'm going to be
and I was saying,
now.
I was saying, forget the design, forget the shape, forget the cut, forget the materials. Just look at that price ticket, love, and walk away.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be confident. And let's say it's not your good lady, because I don't want to sound like I'm having to go at your good lady. I'm not.
What? Not again?
Not again. not on air.
No.
Not when it's a matter of public record. I'm not. I eat at your house. But I remember hearing, and I agree with this, that all buying decisions are emotional decisions justified by logic.
Yes.
In other words, we do what we want. Want is an emotion. I want that. That's an emotion.
Yes.
Not need.
Yeah,
want.
yeah.
I want that. I want that. I love that. It's an emotion. It's
Yeah.
an emotion. Must have. It's an emotional decision, which we then justify by logic.
Yes.
So I think she did see, not her. Individuals do see the price. They see the badge. They then see the price, and they go, "Oh, look at that price! It must be good." Then
when this gets onto
this
gets onto our podcast, I'm going to play this.
Well, no, it's not your good lady. It's just people generally, myself included. Generally, because I'm sat in Ralph Lauren Timberland shoes, Ralph Lauren jeans, Ralph Lauren top. To be fair, you know. What I mean? And so you kind of look at the price, you look at the badge, you go, I happen to like Ralph Lauren. You might have noticed. Yeah, I have. And then you look at the price tag and you go, oh, how do I justify that? Oh, look at the cut. I know, but these will last forever. I'll be able to wear this for the next 10 years. Yep. So, So forget. We're not talking. We're talking about me. Yeah. We're talking about me and others. Yeah. So we do see the price tag. Okay. So I would challenge it and say, okay, if that price tag was on, forgive me but George from Asda. Yep. With the same cut and the same and the same that, you wouldn't be quite so. You wouldn't be going, oh, what a bargain! You go, I'm not having that, George. Forgive me for those that do. I don't mean it like that. So, just giving that as an example. So you're dressed head to foot in designer wear, and so am I. Yeah, because I've got shoes. Yep. I've got some jeans on. Yep. I've got a jumper and shirt and a jacket. Yep. Somebody designed them. Yes. So therefore, they are designer in my head. Yes. Yeah. And the difference. All from my favourite shop. I was about to say, guess where all mine came from? TK Maxx. TK Maxx. Yes. Other shops are available, but none of them are as good. I love TK Maxx. Brilliant. I just go in and say, what Ralph Lauren have they got that I can afford? Yes. Oh, brilliant. Fantastic. So, Gucci, should be ashamed of yourself. Yes. And anybody that thinks that still, in the year of our Lord, what were we, 2019? 2019. Wow. Anybody that still tries to justify this and say, no. Nope. Unacceptable. Absolutely. And on that note. Wrong. On that note, let's do some of this. Assalamu alaikum. Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nearly hit myself in the face
Again, the microphone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Again.
you're always doing that.
Again.
It's become a habit.
Yes.
It's a bit like, when you bang your head on that post that sticks out, and you think, well, that's only going to happen once.
Yes, I'll never do that again.
No, thud.
Yes.
And then it happens to make, that's a coincidence. That's just bad luck. Oh, I completely forgot, but I won't forget again.
Yes.
Thud. And then the third time, that's it. It'll never happen again.
Yeah.
Third time.
Bonk.
Happens 3 times.
Oh.
It will never happen again.
Really?
Because you learn. Yeah.
Well, yes.
I say you learn.
Yes.
You clearly don't.
You're not.
No.
You're not. Oh, this seems to come at my face faster than I'd anticipated.
How many
Bang.
times do you hit yourself in the face with that microphone?
Oh, it used to be
It's
that
a
I
good
used
job
to come close.
it's
Now,
good-
no, it just hits me.
It's a good job it's metal surrounded by a thick pad of foam,
Boom.
isn't it?
It's quite comfy.
It's comfy.
It's actually not so bad. Not so bad.
Subhanallah.
Right.
Subhanallah.
Can I give you an example
Okay, of?
where a what's that called? It's a title headline. Where a headline starts normal
Yep.
and then just veers off, shall we say?
It's a bit like one of our chat segments.
It is a little bit like one of our chat segments. Are you ready?
We just veer off.
Are you ready for a great example of one of our chat segments?
Yes, go
doing
on.
just that.
Yes.
36-foot long humpback whale found dead.
Okay.
Okay. I
Poor
mean, there is
thing.
part of you goes, oh yeah, things do die in the ocean. And
Yeah, they do.
where did they go? Well, yeah, found it. Oh yeah. Okay. But no great mystery.
No.
No. Mystery, as 36-foot long humpback whale is found dead in the Amazon jungle.
Excuse me?
Exactly.
What?
And then it adds a bit, wait, no, you don't need this next bit, leaving experts baffled. I'm
No,
sure it does.
no. You don't have to be an expert to be baffled
To
at
be
that.
baffled by this one, I'm going to show you a picture so you can see how it's 36 foot long.
No.
That is men stood by its tail.
What's going on there?
It is 36 foot long humpback whale. It's in the middle of the Amazon rainforest.
Okay,
And
right.
they've
So
absolutely no
that
idea
is not
how it got there.
a naturally tenable position for a
No.
humpback whale, is
Do you know
it?
how much it weighs?
Tons.
10 ton.
Tons.
It's a 10-ton whale.
Yeah.
And it's been discovered in the undergrowth at the mouth of an Amazon river. So, albeit close to an Amazon river, but A, it's an Amazon river, and
Yeah.
B, it's still in the undergrowth. It's 36 feet long
Yes.
and weighs
10 tons.
10
Okay.
tons.
So let's say that you try on the plausible explanation first,
Yes.
don't you? So
They've started with one plausible explanation. Go on, what do you think?
it got lost
Yep.
in the sea.
Yes.
It swam into a river.
Yep.
Because it's not salty water.
Yep.
It's not meant to be in a freshwater.
Yep.
So it ran into difficulty and decided, I'm going to get myself out of here. And as whales do, they try to leap, don't they? And leapt out of the water.
With the excuse, I'm breathing!
I can breathe. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm all right out of water. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Thud.
Thud.
And it landed, but no.
No.
I mean, that's not plausible.
No.
For so many reasons, that's not plausible.
One of which being,
At
why
all.
would it voluntarily swim into fresh water?
Yeah.
It's a sea creature.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
And two, if it tried to leap out of the water, bearing in mind it's 36 feet long and weighs 10
it's
tons,
10 tons.
it's just not going to have
No.
the ability to do that.
They can leap up in the air,
Yes.
but they come at it from a very
very
depth.
yeah, absolutely.
I don't think that river.
The river does
is
not
gonna
have
be
sufficient
120
depth.
feet deep.
No.
So another potential is, and they explain, that this 36-foot humpback whale may have died at sea and then was washed in by tides. Because all rivers run to the ocean.
Yes, they do.
So it was washed in by tides. But that doesn't sit very well either, because rivers run to the sea,
Yes.
not from it.
Oh no, but rivers do swell at high tide.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're it's called a river mouth, isn't it? So the
Yes.
mouth's wide open.
Yep.
So when the tide comes in from the sea, the river
Yeah.
actually swells. So
okay.
that does happen.
Right.
But does it swell to that extent,
And
to the
would
extent where that whale was found?
Yeah. Would it lift a 36-foot, 10-ton whale and lift it sufficiently that when it then de-swelled, I don't know what the opposite of swelling is, when it unswelled, when it's... No, can't think of another one.
When the water abated.
Abated, that it could leave it in the undergrowth.
No.
36 feet long.
No.
No part of it is in the river.
No. There's another plausible explanation.
Go on.
Aliens.
Well, I thought of one. You're a Trekkie.
Yep.
Do you remember when they saved a humpback whale?
They did.
Maybe they dropped him.
Beamed it aboard
Yes.
and then beamed it back down again.
Yes.
Missed the ocean
Yes.
and left it in a rainforest.
There you go.
There you go.
So this
Plausible
was-
explanation.
What you saw
Number one.
was a sequel.
Yeah.
The first one. Everything okay there, Captain? We do not have the power. We do. We can make the power. You'll find some way.
Was that Scotty with an Irish accent?
Yes. He's Welsh, don't you know? We do not have the power. Yeah, I was Welsh, more Welsh actually. Okay, the power. We don't have the power. We'll make the power. You've got a screwdriver. Come on, Scotty. You've always done it before.
Hang on a minute.
Are you ready?
Whoa,
We're ready, Captain. We're ready, Captain.
The lithium crystals won't handle it, Captain.
We're ready, Captain. We're ready, Captain. Are you ready? Spock? Yes. Are you ready, Bones? Yes. Are you ready? The other one? Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Beam it down.
The other one. The other one.
Oh, what you doing?
The other one was Chekhov.
Chekhov. That's it. Chekhov. We were a little awry there, Captain. I'm terribly sorry. It appears to have landed in the undergrowth. Don't worry about it. There's plenty in the sea. Oh.
And you've got Uhura as well. Lieutenant Uhura.
Yes.
In communications.
Yes.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Uhura.
Uhura who?
Yeah, exactly. That was her name.
Was she a doctor? If she was, she'd have been Doctor Who.
Dr. Uhura who?
Uhura who? Oh. Did we do this on air? I can't remember.
Are we actually doing this on air?
Did you know that
That's scary.
in Dubai they don't like the Flintstones?
Go on.
Abu Dhabi do.
Abu Dhabi do.
I can't remember if we've done that. I've no idea.
Abu Dhabi do.
Abu Dhabi do. Experts in Brazil have been left baffled as to how the 10-ton animal came to be lying in the water.
Whoa. Stop.
50 feet from the sea. I think it was Scotty. I think it was Scotty. He got his calculations wrong.
Stop.
Yes. Are we back to Star Trek?
No.
Oh.
I want to know, how do you become an expert
Yes.
on a humpback whale being 50 yards away from...
Yeah, what makes you an expert on this?
Exactly.
How many of these have you...
How many of these have you dealt with in the past?
My wife thinks... Oh!
How are you suddenly an expert
Yes.
on marooned whales?
Marine life. It's marooned marine.
You might be an expert on the Amazon jungle because that's where you live. But you cannot purport to be an expert on marooned humpback whales.
No.
50 yards away from the water.
Nope. 50 feet.
Oh, 50 feet. Sorry, 50 feet.
15 metres.
Well,
50
you know,
feet.
what's 3 feet between
Well,
friends?
to be fair, and I'm guessing that was 50 feet from that thing to the very bottom of it, and it's then 34 foot long.
Yes.
So it's 86 foot.
Yes.
Which is nearly, to be fair,
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah. Yards.
50 yards. Yeah. Wow. How did it get there? And my look at the size of it.
Do you know what I think now?
Well, I'm thinking it's come
Can-
from the Enterprise.
Can you pick one of those up with a helicopter?
You probably could.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can drop it wherever you like, can't
Yes.
you? If it's in a helicopter.
You
So
think
I
it's an
think
April
it.
Fool?
I think it was. Yeah. When was it done?
Prank. Well, they found it and they've gone to have a look at these experts have gone to have a look at it, and it's thought to be it's been there 12 months.
Huh?
It says it's thought to have been, or unless it was 12 months old. Hang on a minute. It's a calf,
Yep.
which is a youngster.
Yep.
And it's they went to see it, and it's not letting me go. A team. Why is that? Scientists. A team went in the region to inspect the remains, believed to be a 12-month-old calf.
Okay.
So it's fairly new there, but it's a year old.
Right. I don't know.
So.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good one, that. It's a good one.
So do you know when
But like you, my first instinct was, that's Star Trek. That.
You know when a seal comes out of water
Yes.
and it kind of gets itself up onto the beach,
Yep.
and then it kind of wiggles itself kind of awkwardly, flapping its tail and using its front flippers to kind of motion like to kind of crawl up the beach, don't they?
Yes.
So could a whale do that?
Well, I think one has.
But surely it'd leave a trail behind it, wouldn't it?
Evidence confirms.
See, my view is,
be honest,
I think
one has.
I think somebody has got got themselves a helicopter.
Yeah. So this will fox
Got
them.
themselves a massive net.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this'll fox
Caught
them.
themselves a dead whale.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hurled
Well,
it out of the water.
They are certain it died there.
Oh,
So that's why they've poo-pooed their own initial thought of maybe it died and got washed up. No, they think it was stranded for several days before it passed away.
wow. That's incredible. And what makes them think that?
I don't know.
I mean, what did it eat, for example?
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
There's
And
not- there's
also,
not- there's not
if
much-
it was there for a few days. Presumably, it vacated some of its.
There's not much plankton in the rainforest, is there?
No.
To be fair,
No.
which is
Gaining access to the remains proved difficult. No, it found them. Took 2 separate attempts to reach the site. Well,
wow. That
Well.
is a mystery.
it's a mystery. Do you know what it is? It's a
mystery. It's
It's
a mystery to me.
baffling.
Do you know one of the most popular names in India
Go on.
is Mystery?
Really?
Mr. and Mrs. Mystery.
Mr. and Mrs. Mystery, not Mystery.
No, Mystery.
Mystery.
Yeah.
So she'd be Miss Mystery.
Yes,
She'd be Mrs. Mystery.
Mrs. Mystery.
It'd be Mr. Mystery.
Yes.
Mr. Mystery. Mr. Mystery
Yes.
sounds good.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
Oh,
It's great.
what's your name? Mr. Mystery.
Mr. Mystery, yeah.
Hey. What's your name? T. Ruble. Oh, that name spells trouble. Mr. Mystery. Mr. Mystery. I like that. Mr. Mystery.
Subhanallah. Anyway, we
So,
from one mystery to another.
yes. Yeah.
I think we've hit a point in our schedule where we contractually have to do this
A little bit of this.
right now. Assalamu alaikum
Wa rahmatullahi.
wa barakatuh.
Oh, hey.
So,
It's swollen.
how do you, I know steady.
My wrist. It's swollen.
Let's be careful. Your wrist,
Yes.
your hand, the back of your hand,
Yeah.
your left hand,
Yeah.
is about double the size
Yeah, look at that.
of the back of your right hand.
Yeah.
And given that you've just had a cast removed,
Yeah.
having kind of fractured 3,
Yeah.
well, no, there's 2
broke
bones,
one. Yeah.
broke one,
And fractured the other 2.
the other 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Given that you've just had your cast removed,
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure that you should be swelling up like a
No,
balloon.
I don't think that should be happening.
No.
That does look a little bit odd, that. Look at that. Look at that bump.
Well, it's when you walked around with your hand in your pocket
Yeah.
this morning and took your hand out of your pocket and there was a
line.
distinct groove
Yes.
in the back of your hand.
Look like, you know when babies have that little fat mark? Which
Yeah.
is actually quite cute on babies.
Yeah,
on
it
me,
is.
ugly,
On
if
you.
I'm honest.
No, you don't want one of those.
No, doesn't work.
No.
I'm not impressed.
You haven't been a baby for some time.
no, absolutely.
I'm not sure that you can get away with going back to that. But enough. I mean,
yes,
your
sorry,
hand.
I know.
Your hand. I get
Important,
that. My
important.
hand this morning has been injured too.
Really?
Yeah. You see, biscuits.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. If you have a cup of tea without biscuits, it's too wet.
right, yeah. Tea
you
is
get-
wet.
Tea is wet.
It's
But
wet.
no, it's too wet.
Too wet.
So you have biscuits.
Yes.
To help soak up some of that wetness.
Yeah. Well, you do. Yes.
Well, yeah. See,
You're,
you
you're
see,
trying to convert me. You're trying to bring me across to the dark side. I'm not a dunker, ladies and gentlemen. For those
and
that
I
are
am.
not a
I
dunker.
am. And I'm a dunker and proud.
You are a proud dunker.
Absolutely.
A proud dunker.
I
of
dunk
biscuits.
my biscuits.
You dunk toast.
I dunk all sorts of croissants in coffee.
Croissant, that was it.
Fantastic.
That was it. We were talking about the other day. Croissant.
And,
Croissant into
you know,
coffee.
that's a
What?
no. That was a deliberate slur. I do not dunk toast.
No,
that
that
would
was it.
just be weird.
I was saying I know people who dunk toast. And you said, well, I dunk croissants.
Yeah,
What?
croissants and coffee is fine.
Croissants and coffee is fine, not
Yeah.
croissants in coffee.
Oh no! You see, this is where you're missing
In
out.
Coffee, yes.
You-
in
no,
coffee,
no,
no.
you're missing out. You're missing out. You really are. Honestly, because
struggling with this one.
you'll take a bite of a croissant. It'll
Yes.
be really dry and claggy, and then you'll take a sip of coffee just to kind of
And that's a lovely combination.
yeah. So why don't you just dunk the croissant in your coffee and just eat it like that? You've got exactly the same combination, but in a form that's just melts in your mouth and slides down your throat. It's just absolutely wonderful.
To be fair, you're making some sense there.
Oh, thank you.
Because in everything else, when I'm eating, I like it mixed in.
Yeah.
So as an example, and my good lady gets really annoyed at me because as soon as one of my favourite dishes is chili. Love chili con carne, and I'll make me out chili con carne on rice.
Yes.
But the first thing I have to do is mix it all in.
Mix it all up. Of course you do.
I can basically eat without taking my eyes off the television.
Yeah. You're not having then to moderate the amount of rice on your fork and the amount of chili on your fork.
Exactly.
If you've mixed it all up, you just shovel it in.
So I am a mixer. I like the combination.
Do you know?
But I wouldn't want to mix croissant and coffee.
If you went back to your school days,
yes,
and you remember the rice pudding with the blubber jam,
you had to mix that.
You had to make it pink.
Well, you had to make it. You also had to make it palatable.
That was the law.
Because without and this was just for me. I didn't like the rice pudding.
No,
but I liked the rice pudding.
You liked with the jam. Yes. So mixing things
is good.
Is the way.
Yes.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes. I love Brussels sprouts.
Yep.
Like them more with mashed potato on it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Which is
nothing wrong with that.
So
it's a mix.
I'm 70% there now.
Yeah. Okay.
But that 30%.
I'm going to work on this 30%, and I'm going to do that now.
However,
right?
Can we just? I know where you're now going with this.
Okay.
Can we explain? You've given me a very good reason this morning. Why not?
Well, no.
Can we explain to our family out there, our lovely listeners, what happened? What's that? You got a pancake?
I've got Scotch pancakes.
Scotch pancakes.
Yeah.
And because you're a dunker, guess what you did with the Scotch pancake?
I dunked it in my tea.
You dunked it.
Because that's what
you
do.
The thing was, you dunked it for just that second.
You see, there is a science behind dunking.
Behind it.
There is. And each particular type of biscuit has a strict time constraint on it.
Yes.
Like, for example, rich tea fingers. Okay. It is literally in and out straight away. You show it the tea.
Right.
And bring it. Whereas a digestive, for example, you can give it 1.3 seconds.
There you go.
Then out, and it has to be straight in your mouth.
Yes.
Because the worst thing that can happen in a dunker's life is for the thing to break and fall into your tea.
And what happened with your pancake?
Exactly that. And I ended up having to fish it out with my fingers and thumb.
And I knew exactly what had happened. And given that we'd just made it, and what do you insist I do with tea? When I'm making tea,
has to be boiling.
So I boil the kettle, and then once it's finished, I set it to boil again, so that when it's finished, that's it, straight on the back.
Absolutely.
I've learned. But as a result,
it's a bit hot. It's a bit hot, if I'm honest.
So you kind of went, oh, and then you went, ow, 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 as you were trying to fish it out.
Yeah, but I managed it.
You did
manage it. And when it finally got into my mouth, it was perfect. Perfect.
It was lovely when it got into your mouth, but it was everywhere. Let's be honest.
I just wonder why my two fingers and thumb are throbbing. I've just realised why. It's because it's third-degree burns.
But just so funny doing ow, 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 ow. And not Constitution. I don't know what the word is.
It's the structural integrity of...
Integrity. The integrity of your
Scotch pancake
had failed.
It had failed, yes.
Failed.
It had turned into Scotch slime.
It was Scotch mush.
Slime. Dripping down my fingers.
Yes, which is actually very on vogue.
Okay.
It's on vogue.
It is.
All the kids are talking about slime. You're down with the kids.
Well, hang on a minute. No. This is about deconstructed food, isn't it? You know, you've come across these celebrity chefs doing a deconstructed breakfast.
No, I don't.
Oh, right. So they'll take the components.
Yeah.
It means that I have no idea what you're talking about. Kind of a look.
And normally I just go, yeah.
No, not this time.
Not this time. Sorry. Deconstructed food.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that where they start with the full meal and then just no?
They'll for example on so you got a roast dinner.
Right.
Yeah, roast dinner.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
So you'd expect to have some some chicken or
some meat of
beef
some, meat
or
of
some
some
lamb.
description, yeah.
Halal, of course.
Of course.
On your plate, and
Yes.
you'd expect some roast potatoes
Yep.
and maybe some veg and some
Yeah.
broccoli and some carrots and
Yes.
sprouts if you like them.
Yes.
I prefer my sprouts curried like sag. So if you make a sag curry with sprouts, it is heaven. I would recommend anybody tries that. I tried it one Christmas. Guess why?
It was Christmas.
Because there were loads of sprouts
Yeah,
available.
because it's Christmas.
And I went, I'll have some sprouts and I'm going to curry them.
obligatory.
So I curried my sprouts and
Yes.
alhamdulillah, it was
Brilliant.
wonderful,
What
wonderful.
a great idea.
So anyway,
Yeah.
they'll take that roast dinner concept,
Hmm.
but they might cut the meat ultra thin and roll it. But then instead of having sprouts, they might blend them into a paste,
Right.
or you might have carrot foam. You might have, and they'll kind of layer it up.
Right.
So instead of being on a plate in its component parts, it's kind of blended and then layered up in a glass, and that's your deconstructed dinner. So
That sounds constructed to me.
I know, but
that's
they
not how they phrase it then.
but
They
well,
can eat the constituent parts are
the
deconstructed.
constituent, yes, exactly.
So then construct it into a meal.
Exactly.
So every mouthful's the same.
Do
you know what I mean?
No, because it's layered up.
Yeah.
So you have
But
to
if
go.
you could slice
If
down
you
it.
slice down it,
Yes.
then
Like Blue
laterally,
Yes.
yeah, every mouthful will be the same. Yes,
Yes.
and you
You'd have to have
get a
you'd have to have
taste of
rectangular mouth.
you get a taste of each of those component parts in every mouthful,
Right.
which is quite cool, really.
Yes.
And that's what these guys do. This is how they earn their money, which is
Okay.
fine. So, but I wasn't talking about a deconstructed pancake this morning. I was just talking
Which is
about
what you got this morning.
burnt
Where's your
finger.
layers? What's your layer?
Burnt
Where's your layer?
finger.
I'll tell you where your layer is. Skin,
skin.
left in your tea. That's an
As my
attractive thought for
skin
the
peeled
morning.
off. But no. Listen, if listeners are out there thinking,
So-
I know that 99% of our listeners out there, and that's 3 of them,
yes.
are going to be thinking Junaid is a freak.
Yeah.
Junaid is just we always thought he was weird,
Yeah. Don't like
but
eggs.
now
Don't
he's
like
gone a
eggs.
step too far. First of all, he doesn't dunk his biscuits.
Don't.
And I mean, do we need any
Because-
more after that?
I know, but the
Do
thing
we
is,
need
it
any
leaves
more
bits
after
in
that?
If you walked up to a cup of coffee and had bits in it, you wouldn't go, ooh. You'd go, no, give me more.
No, but if
Oh, you saying if they're your own
if
bits?
they're your own bits, that's fine.
I just before we, I've got to. I remember, we talk about the skin.
Yeah.
Take my skin off. I remember watching, and it was years ago, and it was quite upsetting at the time. And I was probably about 2021, so it's probably 27 years ago, to be fair.
Yep.
And I was watching the Formula One.
Given that you're 48, good
Exactly.
maths.
Yeah, I had to do the maths then. Did you see that? Shoes and socks off.
I heard it. Click, click, clunk.
But I was watching the
Babbage's difference engine.
Yeah, there you go. Clunk. I was watching Formula One, and it's back when Muddy Walker was commentating.
Yep.
Commentating.
Yep.
And it was when, and I don't recall who the driver was, but the driver had come into the pits, and you know when they fill the fuel tank is on the very back, it's on that fin thing on the back, up at the back, and they slammed this thing on, and they pulled it off, and it was still delivering fuel.
Okay.
So it poured fuel all over the car.
Ooh.
And as soon as it hit the exhaust, it burst. The whole thing's burst
Yeah,
into flames.
yeah.
And of course, the driver is sat there. Driver can't get out. He's
Nope.
strapped in, and he's got the steering wheel to hold him in there. And so they rushed across, and and luckily it was in the pits. And
Yeah.
it was 21 years ago, not 41 years ago.
Yeah.
And so
They are fire extinguishers and stuff.
he's in a fire retardant
Yeah,
suit. Every single part of his body is covered.
Yeah.
But I'm still hot. And I remember watching, thinking, I'm watching somebody perish.
Burn. Yeah.
I'm watching somebody
Yeah.
pass away.
Horrible.
And as it happened, because of the for then modern day precautions and safety precautions. But of course, it then it cut back to the race because they didn't want to show this live on television, and it came back to Murray Walker about 5 minutes later. Just to confirm, I forget the driver's name. Joe Smith is going to be absolutely fine. Just as soon as all the skin grows back on his face.
Oh, no.
And he was doing it like a positive.
terrible.
He was doing like, oh, he's fine. He's fine. mean?
That's terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, live on air,
Yes.
I'm going to practice
You're
my
gonna dunk. You're gonna
pancake
dunk.
dunking technique.
You're gonna dunk.
You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Too good to miss. Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh no! It's happened again! I need a spoon!
Ow! 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 Ow!
I need a spoon!
Right.
Oh,
Quick.
my pancake's melting away.
Cut to a break. Cut to a break.
Can we have a break?